So my next project is to make a wood box for casting metals. So clearly, before I can get into that, I have to clean up my garage and make a wooden bench. Let's get into that. So after organizing my garage and getting this power strip attached to my other workbench, I was able to get started on my new workbench. The reason I need a new workbench is that I have a top that's unfinished, so I can attach things like this rock tumbler my wife got for me and drill presses and other things into the top and be able to replace the top easily. The very first issue I ran into is that the garage floors have a natural slope, and if I want a nice workbench to work on my new projects, I want it to be level. So what I opted to do was to choose where in my garage I want this table and make the legs to match the floor so I don't have to shim up each one whenever I want it. So here's my example of having to use a clamp to figure out where level is so I can cut the right height. After figuring out level and then following a guide I found on Pinterest of a table style I like, this is what I ended up with. Now, this is only the first half. Now we get to the fun bit. Now you may notice that my table, instead of being one solid top, I have 3 different 2 foot by 2 foot sections. And my plan with this is to be able to make the top easily interchangeable. And I was thinking, instead of having the whole top interchangeable, why don't I make little 2 foot by 2 foot sections interchangeable so that if I want to replace a part where my drill press was, I don't have to replace the whole top, I can just replace that little section. My plan for that is using these bolts and anchor bits I found at Lowe's to be able to drill through the 2x4 with this spade bit so that I can tighten down through the 2x4 to the table. So, before I got too gung-ho, I rigged up this test to first see if my idea works. I got a spare bit of 2x4, drilled through it, and anchored it down. And then was the next question, how much overkill do I want to do? Do I want to do all the work to countersink each of these? This is one of those chicken, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Because if I had my drill press, this would be a lot easier to keep all these the exact same level. By building this table so I can have somewhere to put my drill press. So I need my drill press to make the table to put my drill press on. But I was able to do it with just my DeWalt hand drill, and it worked alright. So after finishing countersinking and attaching all those bolts, I was able to slap on a power strip on the back of this table as well. And then my table was done. And then I was able to throw on my rock tumbler, throw some screws on in between so it doesn't rock all over the place. And my new table's up running, and I should probably get working on the casting box next. But first I might just have to figure out somewhere to put my aluminum cans.